Namaste and welcome to class. And thank you for sitting with me with your undivided attention. Today we're going to talk about the other in relationship to your first relationship, your mother. Let's go back to the womb when your umbilical cord is attached to the biology, memory, and lifestyle of your mother. You are just an appendix, like another organ in it. You are just receiving information. You are a sponge receiving absolutely everything through the sound. What you hear. Your eyes cannot see yet. You're not tasting anything. You are just in water. So the only point of reference you have is your sound, is your ears. You hear the pulse of your mother's heartbeat. You hear the steps of the mother. You hear the outside noise and music and voices, etc. And you start saying and decoding and organizing that information in your own unique way. That is in relationship of three things. One, the soul that you are. What is the trajectory of your experiences as a soul? Where you come from as a soul. Therefore, the information get adapted to your points of references. The second is if you are new to the planet or to the form. So you are also adapting vibrations, sounds, waves to the physical form. Are you going to be a female? Are you going to be a male? Are you going to be a human or something else? So in that, you are also picking up the data that is forming your internal organs. You are picking up the waves. It's not quite yet the form, but the waves is preparing the organs, the actual apparatus, the system to be in that form, for the soul to be in that form. Third is the environment that your mother is supplying in the pregnancy. Is she relaxed? Is she not relaxed? Is what she's eating? What is she feeling? You are just recording all this as one unit. You don't have a sense of I is me receiving this. I'm just simply a formative information that is being organized depending of this environment, the genes that I have been given, and my soul journey. Then you're born. You're born and you cut the umbilical cord. That is such a beautiful passage that is not really given the importance in the birth in our times. Is that sacredness when you, for the first time, you are biologically separate from your mother. If that is done with ceremony or with certain meaningless, it will help you. And it will help also the mother not to feel that absence of something inside that is missing. Anyway, that's another topic of our studies. But let's continue it in your journey. You are a baby and you are just tired of going through the process of birth. You're sleeping, you're just eating, and so on and so forth. You maintain certain innocence, you're not aware of yourself. As you grow, 1 year, probably 9 months, you start realizing that, oh, mom is outside of me. And that threat your existence. How come? I'm not anymore an appendix. I am out of that matrix. I am not in the collective of the rest of the organs of my mother. And it's in that moment when you start seeing your feet and your hands, and you suck your thumb, and you say, oh my God, I start sensing myself. And I start sensing that mom can go to the bathroom and I am alone in the room. And what to do with that. Some children, they are happy and adapt to keeping exploring the objects around them. They grab on the crib, or they suck the pillow, or they entertain themselves. But others who are a bit more aware, they see, oh, I am alone. And it's then you start putting signals to call back mom. You cry, you make noise, you play cute, just to keep mom beside you, just to have that reassurance that you are okay and that you are not gonna die. And one of the strategies that you put in early stages, I'm talking about even a year of life, is that you learn how to produce something that keep the attention of your mom, either crying or anything that it keeps mother together. On the other side, mom is feeling also that sense of, oh, I have been hurt, that guttural, visceral pain of the mother when the child is in danger or is in pain, and immediately go back to that, because it's not awareness and ceremony on that separation. The baby is out, is not anymore in me, but I am still energetically embracing him or her. And the baby, in equal way, they do understand when it's done in ceremony, that separation, that, yeah, I be okay when I don't have that biological cord. It dries in 3 days, the umbilical cord. But let's continue with our story. And I am getting to this because you really need to understand the creation of the other and the primer pain of seeing that without the other you don't have any existence or valid existence. So you keeping the attention. The mother go away, you cry, the mother come back, soothes you, put the breast on it, give you food, or then you're happy. And you repeat that same tools over and over for your comfort. If the mother start responding when you are just calling because you just want the calling, you start developing your first control mechanism. And the mother start to agree with that. The more you start controlling the mother and the family and the routines and etc., the more sense of power and the more sense of ego you start developing. And here comes the borderline, because ego is a healthy way of sensing I am an individual. But when that ego is controlling the mother or the others, let's talk about the mothers as your first relationship, then you start combining your identity, your terrenal identity, the biological, the I am, with control, with manipulation. And it's in that we get confused when you say, okay, how to be me in front of somebody else and not to control. Right? With that understanding, you can really detach that I can be me and I don't need to control to maintain a sense of existence, a sense of wellness. Now, mothers are usually not aware of this process, which it can be very, very dangerous, because the children, as cute as they are, they start to be the center of the family universe. So the mother and the father lose that strength to put patterns and routines and containment to the child. It's the child that is being worshipped, and the child don't have a point of reference to see the parents actually doing their things, and still him or her being involved and creating that sense of safety. It's like the parent loses life because of the children. And of course the children is playful. He will cry, oh, I want a little thing, wah, and he cries, and then the mother comes, and I have control. I can repeat that formula. And that is the birth of your tantrums. And here, what I want you to be aware, I'm telling all this story because I want you to be aware and reflect and contemplate what kind of child you are. What is the kind of tantrum that it worked in your early state and that you still repeat it and that you hate? You don't like it. You don't want anybody to see it because it's shameful. Oh my God, I am acting like a child. This makes no sense. But that little me have a little heart, and it have sentiments of a child. It have the child that is being playful in trying to control the relationship with the other. Am I making sense on this? Are you getting me on what I'm saying? Because if you know what kind of child you are, you know what kind of tantrum you have right now. What kind of tantrum? Jealousy, possession. What kind of tantrum is the one that I want everything right now, right here. I don't want to work for it. Just please me right now. Or, oh, my mother left me. It's all because of me. It's because I am bad. It's because I am incomplete. I am responsible for the happiness and unhappiness of my mother. All this early relationship with the mother, it molds the way you perceive your environment and future relationships. It also gives a release of chemicals in your brain, forming your organs, forming your vibration that is transformed into thoughts and into emotions. So the other is something that is in your head, first of all, and is in the head of a child. And that's the core of your pain and the core of the uneasiness to any other relationship. If you know what kind of child you are and what kind of tantrum you engage to engage others or to receive the acknowledgement and reassurance of love, you have halfway of the path of self-acceptance. Take note about your early tantrum and read the part of the book about on the mystic heart about the little heart, and see if that inspire you and stimulate memories and connections that can open an understanding of your second chakra, of your creativity, of your connection of others, and the pain of separation from the source, or the idea that you're separate from the source, and the separation that you try to cover through other mechanisms of the ego. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in our next class. Namaste.